Hello, my friends. This is Teresa with Fresh and Renewed with Teresa. And no, you're not seeing double. This video was on the Not Too Shabby channel yesterday, but I wanted to put it on my channel for anybody that might have missed it. I am making two fun fold cards today with the lovely fall box of the month from Not Too Shabby. It has the most unique, beautiful color palette. I heard one of our design team members say yesterday in her video that this was an on-trend color. I don't get out and shop much, but so I'm excited that we were on trend. So anyhow, I am scoring my card. At the very end of the video, I will hold up the piece of paper that I have written all the measurements down on. Now, before I started scoring my card, I took the stencil that is included in the kit. This stencil is made by Call Me Crafty Owl. It's called Knit Diamonds, and it's her very first product made ever, and she did a fabulous job on this. And so I used my stencil to overall ink the whole panel, and I wasn't too concerned about it not inking evenly because a lot of the inking is going to be covered up, but you'll see in the end when I decorate the cards how you could see it around the edges, and there's one little panel that you could see the whole thing. I didn't want that panel to be blank, so that's why I inked it up. So, and I used Tea-Dye Distress Oxide ink to do my ink blending on this panel. So I am creasing all of my little folds to make sure that, you know, it would lie flat. This card does, you know, you might want to set a big heavy book or an acrylic block or something on these cards once you get finished with them, because they don't really like to lay flat. Okay, next here, I have chosen my two panels that I'm going to use for my two different cards. The good thing about this Fun Fold card is it uses up a complete piece of paper with the exception of just a few little strips left over. Which you could use on the back. This panel, I cut off at the top and the bottom, but normally you would just have to cut a little strip off of the bottom. I then cut my side panel strips into 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. No, not 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. And then I brought in my sunflower panel, and that is the second card I'm going to decorate. And you will see that I make a big boo-boo and didn't hold down. I was able to salvage one piece, but I couldn't salvage the other piece, so I had to pull out another piece of paper. Luckily, I had a scrap left over from my sneak peek last week and used that. And so now I am going to just work here, and I am so sorry that I am off camera. And you know what, I'm glad I'm watching this video, because that little pen that's sitting right there in front of me, it completely disappeared. So I couldn't put it back in my art glitter glue, so I will be thankful to watch this video and see where that pen went. Somehow I got off on the scoring of that one, and that side didn't go exactly correct, the left side. So anyhow, I just went with it. After all, remember, it's a handmade card. Handmade cards are, you know, not perfect. It's not a machine-made card. So here's my second card. These cards go together really quick. especially if you don't do the ink blending on it, but I did want to showcase that stencil. It's an absolutely lovely stencil. I'm going to love having that stencil in my collection. So, and see what I mean about the side panels. I just wanted those to show. Okay, so I'm pulling out my ephemera so I can decide what ephemera I am going to put on which cards. So I kind of wanted this one to have a real fall feel, so I chose the little pitcher with the flowers and leaves in it, and then the jacket, and then I used the little label that says Welcome Fall at the top, and then that card is almost finished. I'm kind of doing these in a assembly line fashion, doing the front of the card and then the back of the card. And gosh, gals, and guys that are watching this video, I am so sorry that I'm not in camera all the time. Anyhow, I thankfully realized that. Okay, so now I chose the little pillow with the truck on it to put in the chair, and then I put Let's Get Cozy up at the top, and had to kind of wiggle it to get it straight. Then I put those off to the side, and that little acorn stayed there, and I thought, oh, I could do something with that acorn and that leaf that was right on top. So here we go. I'm going to kind of decorate that little blanket with the leaf and the acorn. So then I'm going to move on to the back of the card. Okay, so I decided to do a double layer on the back. So my back panel is the 3.5 by 5 1/4, and then my white panel, you'll see me in just a second do a white panel. My white panel is 3 by 5. And like I said, I will hold the measurements up at the end. All the links to the box of the month will be listed down below, as well as, while I'm cutting this, I'll go ahead and tell you, Jamie has unveiled a brand new product, and it is a stamp of the month. And you can do a stamp and die, or you can do a stamp. So I will link that down below as well. That is brand new, just was unveiled yesterday. So, so now I'm going to decorate the back of each card. And I used the cable knit, which is the other side of the sunflower pattern, and used it, and then my white piece, and then I will glue down that little sunflower to kind of decorate the corner of it. And then on the back of the scene card, I used a slimline paper. I used the blue, the light blue solid paper. And then I'll put the white panel on. And then I am going to use as the decoration there the lantern with the pumpkins in it. So those are my 2 fun fold cards. And I am just loving these cards. These just, to me, are just super adorable cards. As promised, here are all of the measurements for this card. And thank you so much for watching and joining me today, and I'll catch you in the next video.